Let's talk about the pros and cons of living in Longwood, Florida. A pro is Longwood has a small town feel. There's older historical buildings. There's some brick roads in Longwood, more in like the downtown, like city center of Longwood. And they're in pretty good condition, especially when you compare it to other areas of Orlando that have brick roads like Winter Park. Some of those roads are super bumpy. And in Longwood, for the most part, they're not. A con is Longwood has smaller roads, only two lanes and one lane going each way. And so sometimes there will be some backups and traffic, and it can take a little while to get to other parts of Orlando. The way that I came up with this pros and cons list is from my personal experience in Longwood, and then from clients and people that I know that live there. And I also got some information from niche.com or niche.com, depending on how you pronounce it. And that's a great website for you to check out if you want to see reviews about Longwood and other cities, and it's just residents telling it like it is, pretty much. Pro is there are many shops and restaurants throughout Longwood, more mom and pop than chains, but they have that as well. And then also, Longwood isn't too far away from other cities with big box stores like Target, Costco, all that kind of fun stuff. A con is the traffic, which I already kind of mentioned, but specifically on 1792 and 434, which are the major roads that go through Longwood. They can get pretty backed up. There's lots of lights on those roads, and it can be a bit of a mess sometimes. A pro is there are quiet neighborhoods in Longwood, at least from my experience, and especially when you compare it to other parts of Orlando. I would say the neighborhoods that you'll find in Longwood are pretty quiet. A con is parts of Longwood aren't very walkable. It's kind of spread out. Many of the areas won't have sidewalks, but when you're exploring Orlando, you'll find out that for the most part, we're not a very walkable city. What are some pros or cons of living in Longwood? Let us know in the comments. If you're enjoying the video so far, a like and comment really helps out my channel. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you are a subscriber, I really appreciate the support. If we haven't met yet, I'm Danginader, a real estate agent in Orlando. If you have any real estate questions, or if you're looking for a real estate agent, my contact information is in the description below. Also in the description is a list of my preferred properties for sale in Longwood. A pro about Longwood is you can find some bigger homes in relation to the age of the homes, which is like 70s, 80s, and 90s. If you look in other parts of Orlando, those homes from like the 70s and 80s, you won't really find homes that are over 2,000 square feet, but you will find that sometimes in Longwood. A con is some areas aren't too close to major connector roads like I-4. So if you are going to be using I-4 to get to work or whatever you're doing, you may want to make sure that wherever you move, you're closer to I-4, because if you're not, it can take a while to get onto I-4 with all the smaller roads that you'll find in Longwood. A pro in Longwood is there are some new developments, but it's not overcrowded. I'll put a little asterisk there because I'm sure some people that have lived in Longwood for a long time, they're like, no, it's being developed too much. And there is more developments that are planned, so it could get overcrowded at a point. But right now, in my opinion, I wouldn't call it very overcrowded. A con is some homes aren't updated or only partially updated because of the age of the homes. You will find, some people have completely updated everything in the house, and some it's like they haven't done anything at all, or they've done some stuff maybe 5, 10 years ago, and then they just redid the kitchen. So some of the homes, they don't really flow. A con is Longwood may not be very fun for young adults. There are a few things recently that have come to Longwood that I think younger people would enjoy. But for the most part, if you're looking for a big night out on the town or clubs or anything like that, you'll probably have to go outside of Longwood. Another place to consider is Oviedo. Check out that video here or this Orlando tour playlist. Reach out to me if you have any questions or if you need an agent. My contact information is in the description below. Thanks for watching.